Alright, so this is my completed hydro wall setup. I like it. Works for me. It all starts with the water, you know. So I got this 5-gallon little tote thing. You don't need to have a huge container for the water because a lot of it stays inside the tubes, like up to the smallest point here. So the tubes are always kind of half filled with water, but so you don't need to have a huge 55-gallon drum or whatever. I probably have about 10 gallons going through here, but only about 5 of it really gets stored in there when the pump's off. So I just got this guy here, drilled some holes. I've got a little aquatic pump that works for me that is variable speed. So I found a speed that works for me, that doesn't drain this thing too quickly, and I've got this pipe cut a little bit above, so when it hits the water, it gets the oxygen in the water. I'm by no means an expert, but I try to keep the pH around 5.5 or so, and so the water travels up the pump to here. Just some 4-inch PVC pieces with some 4-inch PVC mounts, just kind of coming away from the wall a bit with some wood, with some reducers, 4-inch to, I think it's 2-inch reducer, and then a 2-inch to a 1-inch reducer, and then a little, and this is threaded on the inside, and this little 1-inch little insert that I've got it gone to this tube, and then C-clamped on there, or whatever that thing's called, a little clamp. Water goes. I drilled some holes, 2-inch holes for the cups. Some are 2-inch, some are 1.5. I've got this little arrow garden that I start things in sometimes, and then I move it over to here, so it's nice to have the option to bop those over here into the smaller pots. So water goes through every like 3 hours or so for half an hour, and then it flows here. Same thing. I know it looks a little messy. I'm planning on cleaning up the wire work, but I'll get to the lighting in a second. And you can see water just goes, flows down. So basically pump driven and then gravity to get it down to there. Now as far as the lighting is concerned, I have 3 lighting setups with 3 different little power supplies that I got from Amazon. I got one set that runs the pink, which is a blue and red light mixture. So I've got one there. Oh, also, I have, sometimes I'll start them inside these little guys here, these little seed growing kit things. So I've got one of the pink, which is red and blue, and then one white here. But one transformer is just for the pink, one is for 3 of the whites, and another is for 3 lights and then 2 lights, because the white ones, they need a higher amperage and you can only really have 3 in line with them. But with the pink ones you can have like 6 or 7. So I've got 1 and 1 on the bottom for the sprouts. I've got 2 whites and 1 pink there, 2 whites and 1 pink there, and of course I put these shelves in just for holding the lights, but also I can keep a couple things in jars just there, just to absorb as much light as possible. If I could do it differently, I would have put the shelf a little bit lower, but I think it's fine the way it is. I think they're getting enough light. And then at the top I just have 1 pink, but I'm probably going to add another white light up there, just kind of like the bottom for any other bottles, just so that they get a good mix of white and red and blue light. There, got a little kilowatt guide to just kind of monitor how much electricity I'm using. So yeah, that is my hydro wall. Oh, also timers. I've got a timer for the lights and I've got a timer for the pump. These little dial ones that they're not digital, you just push in the times that you want things to turn on and it just spins and actuates. So a lot of the times digital timers, they're complicated and you can only set so many on and offs, whereas this,
it's such a simple just timer. It spins, turns off, turns on. It's great. Love it.
So that is my Hydrol, and it's been doing really well. It was actually not doing great without the white light for a minute there. You can see some stuff that is a little weak at the bottom here, but once I got the white lights in, it's been doing way better. So I recommend that. Have a good one.